feeling like I'm academics. Can't ride no way.
Regardless. But if you go to the Academy.shop, y'all should know the website by now, the Academy.shop. If y'all go here, we got a new product on sale. We got a new product on sale, man. It's the Senior Citizen shirt, okay? If you guys are going through a midlife crisis or want to go through one, or maybe you just want to feel like a YN, right? You just want to feel like a YN. We got the Senior Citizen shirt officially on sale. I'm going to leave it to Mano to keep doing, you know what I mean, verbal masturbation on his Instagram for likes and clicks. I'll do the big boy move and just drop the shirt. Okay, so the Senior Citizen shirt is out and popping. And, I don't know. Maybe we take some of the proceeds and donate to some geriatric center. But make sure you guys go cop that. If you guys do cop it while we're on stream, of course, I'll make sure I give you guys a shout out, okay? I'll be sending a care package to the guys over there, all four of them. And I know, Davies, you're not that old, but maybe you could just hang that one up until you get to 50 as well. So, Fab, I'll be sending you one, okay? I think we got a mailing address for you. And Mano, we're going to send you a couple because you seem very angry. And then Jim Jones, I'm going to see if we can get a tailored version, but we're going to get it in some muscle shirt fit for you. We got you, though. But if you guys want to get the new Senior Citizen drip, just go to the Academy, theacademy.shop. And make sure you order it. Now, it's in pre-order, but it's going to, it's a turnaround that's pretty quick, all right? All right, guys. Go copy your Senior Citizen shirts. And I think we might as well just get into it, right? How y'all feeling? Y'all feeling good? You trying to feel like a YN? Yeah, come on now. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. Because we had a board meeting. Yes, at the Academy, we had board meetings, which means I just talked to myself. Anyway, we're going to have a full package. It's going to be the YN combo, all right? That's going to come for Christmas, but we couldn't wait, so we had to drop the shirt first. So we're going to have shiesties. Yes, the shiesties are coming. If you want to feel like a true YN, we're going to have shiesties, and yes, we're going to sell some YN memorabilia, maybe some handkerchief, whatever y'all need. And whatever we could supply Jim Jones and Mano and them with, that they could continue to feel like they're in the field, okay? So we got a few things coming, and you guys can order the Senior Citizen shirts currently, all right? Chat is going down currently. People are in shambles. They're wondering what has happened to radio. We're watching a lot of hip-hop either podcasts or just, let's just say media outlets, they're all losing their jobs. I've heard the tea about everybody. By the way, the crack whore over at Joe Budden's podcast, apparently my words about you yesterday made it to some powerful ears. They hit me up. They said, even we got rid of that bitch. I'll just leave it there, okay? So look like you sitting on that couch looking very uncomfortable, looking like a baked potato. It's not necessarily by choice. It was the only thing smoking from what I've been told. I think Joe is an amazing person for giving you an opportunity. But yes, and yeah, they told me, we got rid of that bitch too. I said, oh shit. Okay, I get it. They hit me this morning, bright and early. This is why I wake up at 8 o'clock every morning, because that's when you're going to get, hey, I see your stream. Thank you for the shout out. But just let you know, we got no relationship. We let go of her too. Oh, thanks for the info. So if she's not trying to join Ebro, Rosendweeb, DJ Dickhead, the gay nigga from The Bigger Picture, what's his name, Jeremy? I suggest she tread lightly. I'm hearing that the Joe Budden podcast is the last stop for this train. That's what I'm hearing. Terminated. Anyway. Okay. So, there's a few things that's brewing, chat. Obviously, Ebro and Rosenberg, they're still coping. Oh, they're going through it. Yeah, they're going through it. Chat, these days, fuck the Don Julio, man. It's like I got a vase or a vase of their tears, and I'm just taking shots from them. And I'm watching these niggas cold. Yo, they're like going through. Yo, once I seen Rosenberg said, "My old pal, happy Hanukkah," huh? Boy, if you don't get your lame ass on, man, like yo, listen. Y'all niggas should be in a rush to get down to the unemployment line, but it's okay. I see Ebum. Chat, you know when you get fired, you know you got two jobs, you get fired from one? He ain't never show up early at Apple yet. Yo, by the way, a nigga in Apple hit me. They said, yo, Ak, this nigga came in here. They said Ebro usually up in Apple throwing his weight around, talking to people like they're scum and dirt beneath his shoes. Just like how we played the video of him talking down to rappers at Hot 97 like it was his program. I brought you up here. It's me. I did this. I gave you a chance. I'm the reason you could have food for your family. That's how he was talking. I heard that's how he was giving it up at Apple as well. Not today. Today, he showed up, from what I was told, 2 hours early. He sat quietly in the lobby. He basically had his corporate voice on, and he was doing something that I've heard. And by the way, the Hot 97 bosses hit me up too. They said y'all were mailing it in, y'all were lazy, and basically y'all were pulling a highway robbery, collecting a check while doing nothing. Y'all stopped going to events. Y'all stopped doing everything. And apparently, ever since the pandemic, and by the way, this is why, I know y'all be talking about that right-wing shit. Of course y'all don't fuck with niggas like Trump, because ever since the pandemic, y'all didn't want to go back to work. Y'all want to do it from home. They refuse to go in the studio when the rent is sky high, so they're not going to events. They're not going to outreach programs. They're not doing nothing. They wouldn't shoot new promos, take new pictures. They would only want guests that could appear on Zoom. Essentially, the new bosses says, why the fuck are we? Yo, they're doing a show like they're doing a fucking business call on Zoom. Get them out of here. Get them out of here. But we have some excuses for that too. Oh yeah, chat. I ain't gonna lie to you. It's been a great couple days for me, because here's the thing. Remember, I always tell you, act the king of sources. Me? Mm-hmm. Yup, king of sources. You see, they love saying, yo, Act, yo, you be getting on here, man. You just be blowing hot air. Pause. Like, yo, you just be chatting. Well, here's the thing. My chatting happened to go viral. And just like anytime I engage with an artist, you know who usually hits me up to feed me the details about the artist or the real info? Their bosses. The labels, their old manager, the bitch they fuck. Yeah. So last night, I was talking to all y'all former bosses. The crack whore from Joe Budden podcast, terminated. Get her out of here. Talking to people who were in the building. Some that's currently still in the building. I won't disclose you. They're over at Apple with him. They say today was the humblest day in this nigga's career. Low voice, no shouting. Came in, he was talking like he was in a fucking library. Usually, he was talking like he was on the block. Hey, yo, give me some fucking coffee. None of that no more. It's over. None of that. A little bit of humbling. You see, when you get fired from your first job, you show up to your second job, you sit in the lobby for 2 hours waiting to clock in, corporate voice on, and you basically, at that point, you have been humbled, okay? Listen to this nigga. He's doing what I'm telling you, the niggas at Hot 97 said they refused to do. They wouldn't promote the show at all. So they called these guys, they basically committed highway robbery. They were just robbing a company of a check. Listen to him at his second job after he got terminated from the first. He's in the lobby waiting to clock in, by the way.
Hello.
You ever see this nigga on Twitter when he talking otherwise? Hey, yo, B. Hello.
Hello. It's almost time for the Ebro show here on Apple Music One. You know,
Oh, yeah.
you've checked into our amazing offices here.
Whoa. Hold on now. We've been told that one of y'all nasty motherfuckers up there in that morning show either didn't shower, didn't bathe, or brought rodents, rats, roaches in y'all clothes, y'all vest, y'all purses, and y'all transmitted a infestation up at the station. I think it's Ebro. But anyway, he's bragging about the Apple offices.
Where if you go on your Apple Music app every day at 3 o'clock, you can tune in and listen to me on the Ebro show. Today, we had Pooh Shiesty on. We had Jennifer Hudson on Apple Music One. Right?
GM Snooze, thank you for the 20. Thank you, brother. Zach, I've been watching you since 14, man. And since the Thug, I guess it meant since 2014. Since the Thug and Wayne beef. You were the only person that was talking about the Carter 5 delay. We love you and we need you. Keep shitting on these peons. I'm not really shitting on them. I'm just kind of, I'm here to, it's not like a Revenge of the Nerds situation. It's just kind of letting y'all know the reality behind when people like this try to give a light of glamour. Yeah, this might look good. But if you're sitting at home and you could only record off GarageBand with your phone and there's sirens in the back, you don't really have no drip to get on camera, you only got your iPhone camera, you don't got the best equipment, you don't have billboards in Times Square, you don't have billboards on the highway, just know your passion alone could defeat niggas like that. That's why I'm doing this. Because for too long, they used the logo that was backing them to try to shit on people like me. And when I say me, I mean collectively me, which includes the creator who might be watching this. It's time for a new era. And sometimes, I love saying some of these people, they're irredeemable. You just throw, they say don't throw out the baby with the bathwater, throw it all out. He's one of those guys. A cancer.
Right before I jump on, so she might be on right now.
His issue in hip hop has always been the personalization. If he don't like you, I'm gonna even give you a story. So the son of Lucian Grange was Elliot Grange. He runs 10K. Lil Ack is signed to 10K. I have a record label right through a joint venture through 10K. Still to this day, it's called the Academy Records. When I realized Ebro didn't, because of course, there's some stuff politically that would try to bring me in on to influence, right? Like, it's an influential thing to say, Ack is supporting this, right? And I get it because labels do what they do. I remember these conversations. They would have board meetings. They said, Ebro doesn't like this artist for whatever reason. Ebro will not play his music. Then when Ebro went to Apple, they say, oh, fuck. What are we going to do? And I could tell you these conversations. These conversations turned from, we're going to have to force Apple's hand to fire him if that's how he does to a majority of artists on our label. But I'll be fair, he didn't do it to a majority of artists. He picked and chose a couple. 6ix9ine, no. When YB's going through his shit, no. When Quando, whatever, with Vaughn, no. So it's not like he picked a whole label because they would have ousted him. Like, niggas within Universal would have said, Apple, get that nigga on out of here because he's blackballing some of our labels. I'm not accusing him of doing that. but he would pick and choose his favorites, and the people he didn't like, they would get no love. So I watched him do it to 6ix9ine. I watched him. And I'm not here. This is not a let's pick up for 6ix9ine thing, but I tell that story because as somebody who, for me, I'm opinionated this and the third, I get an opportunity to be on the label side because I get a joint venture after the Lil Lack thing, right? It became such a thing, and this is how much his bias was known. When they realized that Ebro didn't like me, and he would tweet frequently nasty things at me, they said, well, Ak, okay, we get it, you're a huge promo outlet, but on certain artists, if you're going to sign them, we're going to have to act like they're not signed to you, that Ebro doesn't do what he's doing and personalize his issue with you on an artist that have nothing to do with it. Do you see how fucked up that is, though, chat? That a guy gets into a position and he uses the company to grind the acts of personal vendettas and beefs. So when y'all say, Ak, why are you so in a celebratory mode, a mood about this guy's, unceremonious departure from Hot 97, is because the gatekeepers have to die. There is such a thing that in the United States, when we think about how could we cure racism, some of it just got to die out. You can't change everybody's minds. Some of it has to die out. You got to wait till some of them old motherfuckers just die. You got to wait till they kick the can. They've been like that for umpteen years. 40, 50, 60 years. You think they're going to change with, they realize the climate's different? No. Ebro's one of those. Ebro, and this is why I prescribed him some ayahuasca mixed with a little bit of Henny. Because the self-awareness and also the failed manipulation of the conversation is so apparent. So Ebro is trying to say the reason why he got pushed out is because, right-wing niggas and, whatever propaganda, and he wasn't cool with Israel or whatever. And I'm like, come on, bro, you're not that important. You're not that important. Ebro, if you're going to have honest conversations, have the honest conversations about what people are actually alleging you did. Number one, I've said that you got to let go because you didn't produce ratings. You start mailing it in. I get it. Right? But number two, the conversation of why people are celebrating is not because people are right-wing. It's because people have identified you as one of the last of a dying breed, a gatekeeper who feels like their power within the game gets to play kingmaker. You get to pick and choose who has a career. This isn't something, and the reason I keep saying the ayahuasca shit is because I want you to have that self-awareness. I'm not just making it up. If you listen to this guy on Twitter and him whine, it's Drake. And I wouldn't even be surprised if he acted like, even though Drake is not even cool with his label right now. So Drake, Drake ain't pulling those strings because that's what people would do with Jay-Z back in the day, even though Jay-Z eventually had some power and he started doing some weird shit, I ain't gonna lie. But he's trying to avoid the conversation. He's trying to make it seem like, oh, no, I was on the right side of history and they were just pushing me out. No. You didn't produce results. Your biasness, your personal vendettas over the years. And it's not only because of Drake. Because if you listen to him, he's going to be like, nah, it's because Drake lost the battle. No. I'm going to give you a case in point. Because after a while, you guys might be like, damn, yo, shit, I forgot. You don't forget. And you're right, I don't. But anytime you ever think that I'm just spewing bullshit, there's always something to back it up. Ain't there? Well, enter Saigon. Okay? Now, I like Saigon's music, and that was one of the reasons when I was trying to get into this game by any means possible. One of the people I looked up to was Just Blaze. I loved how he mixed. It was really Just Blaze, Heatmakers, Kanye. I love how they dealt with samples. I used to study those guys. Just Blaze, he cooked up this amazing beat and gave it to a new upcoming rapper named Saigon. He's right here. Saigon, who was in a situation with his label where they were trying to figure out, hey, could this guy go? At that point, he got pretty much which was a stimmy, a Jay-Z feature. So Jay jumps on this beat, probably because of his relationship with Just Blaze, and it's this really dope record that could take this guy career to a different level. Now, you see the guy standing next to him, right? You probably won't notice him because he's not in his car with the Uber sign on. And he's not like, there's not a bunch of, roaches jumping out of his pockets at this moment. And he's not sitting in the lobby of Apple Music on his best behavior because he's now deathly scared that his power is dwindling and they're looking at him like, boy, just fucking flip the burger like we told you to. Stop acting like you're the boss. So you might not recognize this guy right next to him. But I'm going to tell you who this is. This is Ebro Darden. A guy who came from the Bay Area and eventually made it to New York City and being the program director on at least previously, the biggest hip-hop station on the East Coast. Well, why is he pictured with Saigon and how does this story make sense? For that, let's read the story that Saigon said. He said, the reason I'm happy to see Ebro finally out that specific position is because he was definitely using his personal feelings to hinder motherfucking lives and careers. Anyone who has followed my career know how this guy single-handedly destroyed what I had worked for my whole life. For those who don't know, let me give you the long story short. On this day, we took a picture in the Hamptons. I played him the verse that Jay-Z had given me before anybody because I knew he was the program director at Hot 97. And I assumed we were friends. I told him how Atlantic Records was a radio-driven label. And they weren't going to put my album out. By the way, that's the time that they would use the word shelved. They weren't going to put my album out until I had what they considered a radio hit. And boy, did Jay-Z save the day. At least for me. Thanks again, Hov. Ebro knew how much this record meant to me. Just imagine Cannon, and he's talking about discarding Drake's verse on Versace. And he's equating his song to Drake on Versace for the Migos. He says, ouch. He said, but imagine they just deleted it. He says, I could only remember vividly something on his face told me he wasn't that happy for me. Like, he didn't think I deserved a Jay-Z feature even after years and years of grinding to get my name out there. To sum it up, a few weeks later, I got into a little scuffle with Mobb Deep at SOB's. That's a club in New York City, by the way. There was no blood. There's no cops. There's no injuries. There's no cancellation. They still perform after I escaped the ass whooping I would have gotten if I not had defended myself. Let me give you guys the video of what happened. And I'll give you the real quick 30-second story. Basically, you get Saigon, who gets into it like a verbal spat with Mobb Deep. And he ends up at a club that they're in. And essentially, they surround him. He swings on Prodigy, God rest his soul, and he runs out the club before the Mobb Deep goons could actually, jump on him and beat him to a bloody pulp. Apparently, he was only there with one bodyguard. Mobb Deep, as the word or the last part of their name suggests, pause, they were pretty deep. Pause. They had a lot of people with them.
Big shout to my man Havoc.
Man.
This is a showcase, fellas. Let's enjoy ourselves. Let's enjoy ourselves. Let's enjoy ourselves. Get it. Let's enjoy ourselves. No, we all good. We all good. That's what's up. Let's enjoy ourselves.
Now, because I don't like to be contextually biased, especially when, again, there's really nothing personal with me and Ebro, but I like to kick the facts. This, I believe, was a Hot 97 event. They had a series called Who's Next, and they used to have it at SOB. So it's not like some random show. It's one of their outreach shows to kind of involve the community. People would come out, they could see the radio hosts, and it could be an opportunity for young artists to make a splash and possibly be on the radio.
Let's enjoy ourselves.
Okay. So what happened, and you guys probably missed it. Essentially, Saigon swings. I believe he hits Prodigy once or twice, and then he runs out through the crowd and runs out the venue. They go to chase him, but he gets away, and yeah. Here we go. Right there. This is Prodigy, I believe. He hits him twice. Prodigy fell over there. He jumps off. His bodyguard's with him. And they run out there, and then, yeah, something like that, right? Okay. Pay attention. Saigon hits Prodigy twice in the head. Oh, they're really like, yeah, at the time, this was a huge deal in New York City. I can't lie to you. Right here. Yes, so this is Saigon. Right? Saigon. Oh, never mind. No, this is Saigon. 1, 2. And I don't know where he ran to. Okay, so this isn't Saigon here, but I think this might be one of his guys or somebody chasing him, I guess. I don't know. Where is he running to? Or where is he? All right, who cares? Okay. You guys get the gist. He says, next day I get a call from Atlantic Records CEO, not happy at all. He said, Ebro told them I was banned from Hot 97 for an entire year and said none of my music could be played. That's where the relations with Atlantic and I went super bad. They wouldn't invest another penny in me. I called and asked Ebro why he would do that to me knowing all I've been through to get to that point, and he said, it's my policy. He said, we banned 50 Cent when his people shot the game at the station. He said we banned Noriega when they had a shootout at the station too. He was comparing a light scuffle where I was attacked and defending myself with my fist to motherfuckers having a shootout at the actual radio station. LOL, my heart knew he just didn't feel I deserved to win. I was bitter about that shit for like 15 years. My whole life would have been different had he not done that. Anyway, I still don't want to see a motherfucker down regardless. Regardless of what he did to me, stay up, Ebro. I'm going to be honest with you. That was pretty much the end of his career. Okay. Now, what also happened is Ebro exposed that Drake privately messaged him, and Drake told him some very ominous words. Drake wasn't like, man, that's fucked up what happened to you. Drake told him, Die slower, pussy. We got some shit for you. Drake did it at 3:30 a.m. He responded, relax, you're salty about losing to Kendrick. You're not mad at me. Love, bro. Let me go to his own words, okay? Let me go to his own words here. Give me 1 second, chat. Because they launched their new show, which is the old show, just on the YouTube channel, which they used to shit on. Okay, whatever. And they explained all this. And I'm not going to lie, man. I was taking a shot, and I was having a good old time watching all this bullshit. Here we go, chat. Let's watch it together. We'll give them a view.
Here we are. It's blood in the water. Ebro and Rosenberg. No Laura Styles, who, yo, you know what's crazy, bro? So we was going on vacation. Laura had a scheduled vacation.
As she does every year for a very long period of time.
Every year.
Okay, I want to skip through this.
She's stuck, by the way, again, having travel issues. And then my favorite shit right now is the blood in the water shit.
What are you saying? What do you mean?
The blood in the water shit is my favorite shit because now the people who've been waiting for you, they're just waiting. They hate your guts.
Yo, could somebody tell Ebro that he's not that important? First, he said that Trump was waiting. Come on, bro. You're not that important. You're just not that important. The reality behind it is that because you've had a career that felt like it was super hatred towards a specific few people, they're trying to return that energy to you. That's it. And honestly, if you came out and said, damn, you know what? I never knew just hating on somebody or celebrating their potential demise will make them feel like this. You know what? My bad for that. I think people would stop. I don't think people care about you. I really don't think people care about it. Now, chat, remember when I got banned from Twitch? Back in, was it January or February? Your niggas like this was having a great old time. Oh, loving it. Loving it. Loving it. You get what I'm saying? Anyway, I'm trying to skip through some of this conversation. Okay, they're going to talk quickly or in a second about Drake DMing him. Here we go.
Like, oh, yes. Oh, this is a holiday gift to some people. They are.
But I saw the same thing and I got some of it as well. But like they really aren't aware that this was not our primary thing anymore and like hadn't been for a long time. How do they not know?
You see, chat? When trying to save yourself, you're giving us more reason why you guys should have been fired. You guys are bragging. Like, why even complain that you did get fired or that the company's going whatever direction when if you get fired, you're saying, didn't y'all know that wasn't my main chick no more? That's a side chick now. Like, we wasn't even fucking with it. That's exactly why you got fired. You didn't get fired because of right wing of this and third. Y'all are both admitting it wasn't a priority for y'all anymore. It wasn't where you guys were focusing the majority of your energy or giving your best effort. That's why you got fired. You were mailing it in. The self-awareness is really interesting.
That this was not our primary thing anymore and like hadn't been for a long time. How do they not know that?
Well, because they don't listen to the show and they don't really pay attention to us like that. I think also like as much as people try to say radio doesn't matter, it matters, especially developed heritage brands.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean?
My
favorite thing too, and this is how out of their gourd people are. People are like, oh, now you want to be on YouTube.
I saw the same thing. I bet they want to come to YouTube. We started YouTube. Now they want to come to YouTube.
But it was like, y'all haven't been watching us on YouTube this entire time?
No, for a long time. For like a really long.
I've been on YouTube since 2005 doing Smackfest.
Yo, the cope is astounding. Ebro, nobody said they invented YouTube, nor you, Rosendweeb. Well, we said that you used to shit on podcasts and creators whose primary outlet of disseminating and distributing their podcasts or videos was YouTube. And because it was ancillary for you, you felt like, you guys are bums because that's your main thing. And now your show is only being distributed on YouTube, and you're in the same boat. That's why everyone's laughing. No one's saying that you couldn't come over to YouTube. You guys, again, I also want to pull this one thing up. And this is the conversation I probably should have played the first time. I remember this conversation to a T.
Ain't nobody. And it's not as great as J or Swiss or something that Blaze has done or any of these people who are making mainstream music right now, then I'm going to critique you as such. And that's why I called it minor leagues.
Okay, well,
the other piece of that was it started around this whole Trinidad James.
Yes.
Right?
This is what inspired me to like.
I've seen it all.
Right.
And I've also seen those individuals that were making that decide to make other things
course.
in an effort to pay a mortgage, right?
Of course, yeah.
So I think my opinion is it all has a place. Right. And sometimes the pendulum swings out. Getting an engineer, whomever, and going in and recording. So the recording industry pretty much had a lock on.
I'm trying to get to a particular part.
I don't disagree with you, which is why we have programs that can take risks more so than
part of the reason why we've become rich, the way we've been becoming empowered, is because we've taken this, this cultural movement
for the weak.
Right.
Most people would get that piece of paper, which comes with, for black families, it might come participate in this system.
Okay, he's doing too much. There was a conversation that was had where he was completely shitting on podcasts, right? And his idea was that, yo, I'm on radio, bro. Like, you guys are putting up a podcast on like SoundCloud, like, bro, get a fucking grip, Like, that was his demeanor. I can't seem to find it. I can't seem to find it, my bad. Okay, this might be it.
So listen, man.
Yeah, I think this is.
So the game is fucked up then?
Not really. Only if you want to be mainstream, though, because I think you can create.
Thank you. And by the way, I don't even have to play the full combo. You guys can go watch all these things if you care about it. The reason why we're laughing about you when it came to YouTube is that you built a career off not only being a gatekeeper, but telling people that there was major leagues and minor leagues. And because you were the program director as one of the most important radio stations in the world when radio really, really mattered, you were basically shitting on every other platform and every other outlet saying, we're the major leagues. You guys are the minor leagues. We're big bad radio. You guys are just YouTubers and Twitter finger guys and Instagram and bloggers. How the mighty have fallen when you lose that platform. And by the way, before you lost the platform, that platform lost the relevance compared to some of these YouTubers out here, honestly. So that's why we're clowning. It's not because you're on YouTube. It's because if I said, yo, I'm in a different league from someone and I get kicked out the league and I now have to go play in the other league, the first thing they're going to say is, I thought you were above this. Seemingly not, right? Exactly.
No, Smackfest was the original radio station on YouTube thing before podcasting on YouTube was ever a thing. We were doing radio on YouTube before podcasts were on YouTube.
But people going to make up whatever narrative they're going to.
Rosendweeb, you're even more pathetic than him. At least he had a job title that made him feel like he had the cachet. You were a bum from the get-go. You were one of the first people to the podcast scene. Yo, chat, imagine how you would feel if I don't know what the first burger spot was, but if you had like a fire burger spot that people are like, yo, that's some good burgers. And then a nigga named McDonald's come through and realize that you're small-minded, you don't know how to grow, and also they could do what you do 50 million times better and bring it all across the world. You get ran out of business in like 5 years and they become McDonald's. That's a $1 trillion company. I think you would feel like shit. That's what happened to Rosendweeb. He was one of the first rap podcasts. Juan Epstein, along with Combat Jack, was one of the first rap podcasts. Rest in peace to Combat Jack. Juan Epstein, it turned out to just be a bunch of nonsense. They never grew it. They introduced and put Joe Budden in a studio that he could do his first, with a podcast producer, not in a studio because Joe been rapping. And Joe got a podcast that makes $20 million. Their podcast probably don't make $200 in the year. You don't see it? That's why you're a failure. You were the first to market, and everybody that came after you took over the market, and 20 years later, you're a non-factor. Only thing you get is I ain't gonna lie, they were one of the first. You just get the head nod, and that's it. That gotta hurt.
No makeup. And you know what? Everybody's doing it for entertainment. Look, even the way I lean.
No, some of it's for actual pure hate. Like real in their heart anger, getting it in.
Well, no, and the other thing I love too was Cats really got up on Saturday morning to do a morning show about us. Like cats that don't. Yo, there was cats that was up at 6 a.m.
What do you mean?
No. They did a show, 2-hour shows at 6 a.m.
Who did?
Just like we would. We don't got it.
You mean podcasting?
Yeah. No, they was delivering. They was ready to deliver the news.
Oh no, we got to have the news has to be delivered here. Yeah, no, we didn't matter though. It's crazy because we haven't mattered for so long though. It was
it's a good time
for that. Yeah. No, I had the same thing.
Yo, you bozos ain't that important. Just think about it like this, man. If you opt from the 6th grade die, you might clear your whole week schedule, nigga. You might just want to show up to his funeral just to hawk a loogie on that nigga casket. That's just how it go. It's not that you important. It's that when niggas don't fuck with you, they don't fuck with you. That's it. They don't fuck with you.
So the one thing I will say I liked was, actually, hold on. Let me just tell the story real quick. So Thursday night, obviously, if you listen to the show, and most people watching this have been listening, we've been hinting at this for a good year, and it's ramped up.
Hinting.
I mean, more than hinting.
Hinting.
Day before, I said, you might want to follow us. This could be it. I said it Friday.
No. Trump, when Trump got elected this time around, I was like, y'all, this might be it. You can go back and look at the tapes. I was like, they coming for media. They coming for media this time.
It's been heating up for a long time. So then Thursday night, I randomly get a text.
Now, I'm going to indulge Ebro for a second because, again, I'm a student of the game. I've listened to Ebro for years. And one of the things that, when he did galvanize or he was able to have people take him a little bit serious is that people felt like he was an intellectual that could, that came from the business side of things. Even when he was talking about major leagues and minor leagues, he would kind of explain the intricacies of how the business of radio works, right? And, audience retention and, how they kind of play that game along with working with labels and dissenter, which was, if you ask, someone like me who was coming up, it was intriguing because I'm a student of the game. But one of the things that Ebro, I think, also benefits from is that because sometimes when he's spewing shit, there isn't other intellectuals to actually have those debates, or people just might not know about the industry or whatever, to really say, no, you're actually trying to spin people. You're not really telling the exact truth here. And this is one of those things too. Let me give you the reality about why so many podcasters and some podcasters get out of here. Radio is in a really an abysmal state. And I'm going to make this quick, right? But, Joe, you could clip this in itself, because this is a lesson for anybody who cares about business but also cares about talk media. And whether you're broadcasting, no matter what you do. I'm streaming here, but I'm broadcasting. If you're on a radio station, you're broadcasting, even if you're on a podcast. So everybody saw these inflated views, pandemic, right? So I'm going to go over 5 years. I'm not going to go beyond that. Because beyond that, there's been ebbs and flows and all type of things when it comes to the industry. Everybody saw inflated views. People were sitting at home just kind of like consuming a bunch of stuff, right? Which means views for everybody was up. Views for me is up. Views for everybody is up, okay? Now, what that did for a lot of people is that it kind of, they weren't just like barely floating or passing by. They were doing good. And when I mean they, I mean everybody. Right? Now, few things happened. Number one, there's been a trend towards audio consumption in terms of podcasts, radio, or whatever. It hasn't declined. It just shifts between the bubbles. So the people who stop listening to radio listen to more podcasts. They don't just stop listening, right? So they just go from radio to podcasts, or they might go from podcast to streaming. Or they might just, they'll go to some medium. All right. So that's been trending downward for radio. However, these guys, they've, benefited. And now I'm going to address the situation at Hot 97. For example, and we're going to talk about Charlemagne and the Breakfast Club shortly. But the Breakfast Club, and I got to shout out to Charlemagne, because I remember probably in let's see what year. I think it was around 2013, 2014. I used to do say somebody went up to the Breakfast Club and they did an interview. And after they did the interview, it would be like a short clip of the interview. I would take it and do my voiceover shit and kind of give commentary on it. Also, I started up an Instagram page around 2014. And I remember they would strike. This is Clear Channel. It used to be called Clear Channel before iHeartMedia. They would strike me for using their content. I remember talking to Charlemagne, and he was very progressive in how he thought. And I remember him personally talking to Clear Channel and saying, hey, why are y'all using your strikes to have people not react to our content? We have really capitalized on virality. Remember the Ray J thing? Let them do it. By the way, Charlemagne will tell the story. At first, they didn't have a YouTube channel, because at that time, who cared about a YouTube channel? They were just pumping out these interviews, and they had it was on the site power105.com, power1051.fm. No, power1051. Okay, I'll just go. Yeah. Well, they've now changed it to .iHeart because, whatever. But you would basically go to their website. And if it was an interview, let's say with Krishan Rock, you would have to hit the player. I don't know if y'all remember. You would have to play it within their website. Now, what people on YouTube would do, they're like, yo, nobody wants to go to a website. Websites are kind of becoming antiquated. They would rip the video off of the website and put it on YouTube. Clear Channel would take it off YouTube because they wanted to bring everybody to their website. Charlemagne was progressive enough to say, yo, listen, they're promoting our shit. They're not stealing it. They're promoting our shit. Fast forward a year and a half, because I think that, companies are usually, they don't like hearing, they don't understand culture. They understand money. So they're like, how do we see the money for this? They can't directly track how the shows get more popular. They're seen as you're stealing their shit, right? Similar to how labels think about when streamers, at first, they thought about streamers playing their music. At first, they used to tell Twitch, we don't like that your streamers are playing our music. They're stealing it. They're playing the song once, and they're playing it to 20,000 people. 20,000 people could have played our song once, and we'd have got 20,000 streams. Until somebody got the bright idea to say, they're not stealing your music, they're promoting your music. So, over at Power 105, they allowed people to upload the content. Rip it from their site, upload the content to YouTube. Eventually, they got smart. And I don't know how they did this. But there were 3 Breakfast Club channels. One with like 1 million, next one with like 800,000 people. There was just multiple Breakfast Club channels that wasn't owned by the Breakfast Club. Somehow, they worked with YouTube and they collected all the channels. They did a fucking fusion dance. And then the ownership of that YouTube channel went to the Breakfast Club. Ever since then, they uploaded their interviews directly to YouTube. And I think YouTube probably told them, yo, you know you can monetize with us too. They have been super successful in the YouTube game ever since. If you want to look at their numbers, you can go to Social Blade. Social Blade got it going on. And just to give you Breakfast Club. You just type in the Breakfast Club. Okay, we got to do it like this. Breakfast Club. Wait, sorry. Breakfast Club. And again, chat, you know, you're watching an academic stream, so we got to be very, you know, meticulous with everything we're going to do. When you click on it, and by the way, this is a channel that has like 6 million subscribers now. 6.02. They combined 3 channels to make this shit. Because before they would delete the channels out of your stealing our shit. Look, in the last 30 days, they've gotten 25 million views, right? Now, I do want to give the comparison to their competitor, which is Hot 97. Hot 97 in the last 30 days, they've done 3 million views, okay? Now, we got to talk numbers here because these guys are going to tell you that it's a Trump agenda and Israel why they're unemployed. And I'm telling you, no. The writing was on the wall, not because there was new leadership. It's because someone knew how to use a fucking calculator. You guys were hemorrhaging money, not making money. So, Breakfast Club took advantage of the fact that there was an audience that loved to watch the video interview that they were doing at the station. They started building it very early. Okay. What did Hot 97 do with these guys? They were out of touch, out the loop, and they really had no one to kind of reinvent what they were doing because just like how Ebro's attitude towards artists were and towards Uzi, he's the dinosaur that bets that extinction will never come, that the meta will never change. So they ignored YouTube largely for a long time. So when an artist, say A$AP Rocky, would go to the Breakfast Club and go to Hot 97 very early on, it was way easier to find the Breakfast Club interview on YouTube rather than them. Chat, these things does matter. They're not going to tell you this because they want to just give you the propaganda. Nah, it's because people are right wing. Okay? So cool. Remember I told you listenership is kind of going from listen to the radio to like these podcasts, and I'm calling also YouTube stuff podcasts. So those are the things that's starting to happen from 2020. So that YouTube stuff was about 6 years before, so that's 2014. But let's get back to 2020 till current date. Listenership is going from radio to podcasts. They didn't give a fuck about YouTube, and they're losing on potential people who could be listening to their shit, but they don't care because they think radio will last. Then, after the pandemic, they make the cardinal sin that the majority of people are doing. Chat, do you know if I know a bunch of businesses, shit, I know of even courts that ever since the pandemic, all of their court proceedings are online. The pandemic took the drive out of people. You know why? The moment they said you could just get on Zoom, you could just be in your boxers on Zoom and do your show. It removes all the effort that's needed, the passion. And you know a couple of people who they're like, oh, I don't have to go into the office anymore. That's usually signs of a failing business. That's why when Elon took over X, you know what he said? All y'all motherfuckers working from home, if y'all ain't gonna report to the office, y'all got 90 days. I'm firing you. It's probably not because he just wants them in the office or wants to inconvenience them. It's because here's the thing. Anybody remember the work from home era? Niggas was getting their dick sucked while they at work. They just put the thing over the, they just put some tape over the fucking camera, leave the computer on, that the chat is open. They go to the store, they doing that. They're not really working. I went on vacation with a couple of homies. He said, yo, before we go to the pool and the bar, let me plug this computer up. I got to get these hours in. That's the reality of it. So the pandemic ends around like 2022. And for the people who really do care about shit, they went back to work. You got to get back up in that studio. Yes, the commute is probably hell. If you ever have to commute to New York City or any big city, sometimes the commute is an hour, hour and a half. But you need that for camaraderie. You need that to really push the issue. You need that to be there, that it's a different energy when you're there and you're pushing people rather than you're home and everybody's at their own home. There is something that's called chemistry. Most of these, unless you're doing a podcast by yourself, you need to have some camaraderie. So they give up on that. Why? There's some lazy fucks. And Rosendweeb is giving us the answer. These guys, during the pandemic, get a second job that becomes their focus. When did Okay. I'm trying to figure out when because he became a regular. Okay. Here we go. On March 6th, remember, I told you. So in the pandemic, these guys are relaxing to the point they get to pick up a second gig. And remember, I told you, chat, you know anybody who had like 2-3 jobs? You know why? Because all you got to do is log in on your computer at the first job, and then you go work a second job, and then you still drive it. Like you're doing, people were mailing it in. So were these guys. He signed a contract with WWE in 2020. He thought he was going to be the new Jim Ross. He thought he was going to be the new, Mike Cohen or whatever. I can't remember his name is. But you know those guys. That's what he thought. Ebro, this might be slightly before pandemic. Yeah, but he starts focusing on his other gig. He's the global editorial head of hip hop and R&B at Apple Music. They started mailing it in. They don't want to tell you this part, chat. This part doesn't make them look good. You know why I pop the shit I do? And this is why when dudes like this ever talked about me, I always scoffed at them, because they always ask the one rhetorical question. Why does he have an audience? Why? Why does he have a platform? They love asking that. Why does he? And by the way, this is the number one question I hear asked on Twitter. Man, why does Act? You know why? Because Act got to show up every day. I can't mail it in. I can't rely on a co-host to drop 40 while I just give 3 assists. I got to give it every single day. And I've built an audience over 15 years of chat niggas who expect me to give it up every single day. They want 45. They don't even want 30. They don't want 25. They want the 40 with the triple-double. That's what it is. Now, as an entrepreneur, and I know there's a lot of entrepreneurs here, and I want to talk to y'all too. You got to drop 40. Because as an entrepreneur, and I hope you guys, if you are one, you'll get some marginal success. And success could be, it's a large scale of that. I hope you get some level of success, because what you'll realize is that as an entrepreneur, the more you give is the more you get. If you're the guy who likes to sleep till 2 o'clock, you'll realize you'll probably miss out on a bunch of clients. If you're a barber and you be going out and getting drunk and you wake up at 3 and you're going to show up to the barbershop at 3, well, a lot of people, some people love coming for haircuts before work. Lunchtime. Basically, early bird gets the worm. That's not usually the same with people that work a 9 to 5. Now, I'm not shitting on anybody that works 9 to 5. Because the same applies there too. If you work the fries at McDonald's and you want to become the general manager of the region that McDonald's is in, you gotta do shit better than everybody else. You gotta be there first. You gotta show up early, leave late. You know, they give you your responsibilities. They ain't say you gotta do this extra thing. You do it anyway. When it's time for a performance review, your boss say, you know what? Hey, I'm going to make you supervisor. All right, now you're supervisor. You could mail it in. You're getting a little higher raise, but you say, fuck it. The work ain't done. You still go above and beyond. Still show up on time. Still kill it. Work harder than everybody else. And those are the people who usually become the bosses. Obviously, there's nepotism and shit involved sometimes, but those are the people who usually do. There are certain people, and I said this about hip-hop journalists a while ago. The reason why they all get at people like me and, let's say, Trap Lord Ross or whoever, or What's the Dirt or whoever, how is it that when it comes to any type of investigative journalism, it's always a YouTuber doing it? These complex lyric breakdowns or really trying to connect the dots that people could understand music in a 5D picture is done by What's the Dirt. It's a white dude I'm from Canada. What happened to all these hip-hop journalists that said they wrote for a living? They stopped. That took too much time. It was just not rewarded enough. You know why? Because they got paid on an hourly rate, and they all think like this, including Ebro. Why am I going to go above and beyond when the paycheck is the fucking same? So you watch these guys mail it in. Why am I going to show up to the studio? The paycheck is the fucking same. Not realizing that your audience is going to kind of realize that you guys are losing steam. You're losing passion. Y'all just showing up and just kind of like, all right, well, that's the next topic. Let's get through this. All right, man, it's been 40 minutes. Let's get out of here. Like, that becomes abundant. Abundantly clear, I mean. These guys won't tell you that. They'll tell you it's Trump. They'll tell you it's Drake not liking them. This is why they need the ayahuasca chat. In a lot of things, you get what you put in. I'll use someone else who I highly respect. Stephen A. Smith. And I'm using him because I don't want y'all to think that I'm shitting on people that work a 9 to 5. Saying that, oh, usually those people are lazy while entrepreneurs are not. No. Stephen A. Smith, basically, he's a company man, does his 9 to 5. Of course, he's still a boss outside of ESPN. But that man gets on every show and puts up 40 every time. 40. They want him on every show. They just give him the $100 million. Hey, bro, take the $100 million. Whatever, man. They look at him like a goddamn executive. Why? Because he outworks everybody in that building. He outworks everybody in that building. I'm only really going through this lethargic process and meticulously and surgically going through all of this to kind of show you who these guys are. There's a lot more people like them. As they brag about, they say, oh man, why do they care about us? Do y'all know that over the history of time, it wasn't me pulling up what y'all said. Most of the time, y'all used to criticize what I said. And then y'all would say, well, why does he have a platform? Why do people like him? They would come up with all type of things. You know what it is? I think Akademiks just represent the incels or something. Like, why do they like him? At no point in their minds, and anytime you hear people say, why does Ak have a platform? I want you to say to them, because he's the hardest working man in media, and you guys are lazy fucks. Think about this. The Bigger Picture or even Mano show, they're doing it once a week. I'm giving you once a day. I might even do a double up. How do you expect to win? How do you expect to win? Oh, all right. Well, I'll see y'all next week, man. The problem here is effort. The guys we looked up to, and a lot of these guys, you know, what they need to admit, and I've always said this, don't ever be envious that someone has more than you have if you ain't working as hard. Some of these older guys in hip-hop, they're getting outworked by Poetic Flacco, by Traplo Ross. Yeah, they shouldn't be that surprised when people are looking towards other places that are just simply putting in more effort. You guys were lazy. You guys announced a new show and didn't even have the audacity to drive 15 minutes to the nigga's crib and meet up and sit in the same fucking room. Even when they announced a new show, they couldn't say, yo, bro, let's even act like we about to, like, you know, yo, bro, let's just remodel the living room and act like, yo, we about to do it right there. Like, yo, come on, let's. Too lazy. It's only one Uber ride away. These niggas live like 10 minutes away from each other. Do you see what I'm talking about, the lack of effort? Do you see it, y'all? So, and then I'll finish and then I'll let them speak, and I think they're about to get into the Drake part. So, here's the reality. Hip-hop media is always going to be parallel to the hip-hop industry. We all know this has been a down year for hip-hop. We have gone weeks, or it's been a while since we've seen, you know, we had for the first time in history, or the first time in how many decades, a song wasn't even in the top 40. We've seen how sales are, like, you know, flatlining for some of our favorites. It's been abysmal. Watch the party die. The party has died. But likewise, if there's no NBA media, if there's no sports media isn't that relevant. If hip-hop is down, you have less interest. If you have less interest in hip-hop, you have less interest in hip-hop media. So the numbers have been tame, to say the least, for everybody. I dare one podcast to say their numbers is kicking up more than like 2021. Not one person will say that. So it's really just adjusting. These guys won't tell you this. People like Ebro and Rosenberg, and I see these other guys on Twitter all the time because they're always the ones, I'm telling you, their favorite line, how does he have a platform? How? Who's watching him? They never, ever look at themselves and say, yo, bro, we're mailing this shit in. We're fucking up. And that's the problem. Let me let these guys get on to the Drake thing.
From the guy under the guy who's the person we deal with. And he sends me a text and he goes, hey, do you have a few minutes tomorrow for me to run a few things by you at 10 a.m.? And I said, I texted Ebro and Laura. Oh, Griff told me he's called head of audio. Okay, I'll play along. So I hit up Ebro and Laura and I go, did you guys, I said, they want to talk to me at 10 a.m. tomorrow. And Ebro and Laura both go, me too. And I'm like, wait, how do they have a meeting set with us that we don't? Or Ebro immediately, spidey senses kick in. He goes, oh, guys, this could be it. This could be it. And I'm like, nah, this isn't it. And then I started doing the math, though. The history of radio is right before the holidays.
Every time.
I'm working without a deal. Laura's working without a deal.
How long you been out of your deal?
5 months, 6 months, maybe longer. I don't even remember. It's been a back and forth. And Laura's the same thing. She's been going back and forth. I've been going back and forth. Ebro's been going back and forth, but he still had a deal. So I'm like, and then I'm like, oh, but Ebro's deal's almost up. Like, and it's Christmas. We were going to be gone for 3 full weeks. This is a chance for them to start doing whatever they were going to do and hope they could just ease their way into the year. He might be right. So I woke up that morning with a weird feeling on Friday and debated when we got on the air, should we like get into it? Like radio, this is it. Like we're doing now. Should we do this on Friday? But I was like, we'd already prepared Freedom Friday. I
like this version better though.
I think it ends up being better. We hinted at it, moved on. I went to go get a haircut. 5 minutes early. He changed it to 10:15 because I guess he called Ebro first.
I don't know. I mean, I'm assuming.
Yeah, because when I called you, you already knew.
Oh, okay, all right.
Right?
But I didn't know if I don't know. I just thought maybe we connected at a time. I didn't know what happened.
Yeah, so I guess he kept you at 10. He hit me. He was like, can we do 10:15? I'm like, all right. He calls me at 10:10. All he said, and this is the only reason, honestly, because I've been really thinking about doing this for a long time, and it's been a cloud over me. And Ebro and Laura know this. I've been the really curmudgeonly one for a long time. The only thing that bugged me is the way it went down was just so classic radio. I just didn't expect it at this stage of my career to get the, hey, this is so-and-so. I'm here with so-and-so from legal. That's how the call started.
Yeah.
Hey, it's so-and-so. I'm here with so-and-so from legal. I went, okay. He went, Peter, today's going to be your last day. You've been terminated. And that.
See, that's another thing. I seen some people try to throw it in there. And by the way, I can't wait till, 50, I love you. 50. Yo, 50. I ain't gonna lie. I'm like, yo, I got to criticize Fifth for this documentary with Puff. But Fifth, I can't criticize you at all. I'm going to get to this topic. Yo, chat. Hey, chat, I'm going to keep it a bean with you. I'm going to get some liquor and some, I think we're on, chat, 8-hour stream? If that's too much for y'all, just let me know. Because I'm only getting started. Like, to keep it real, it's only the warmer zone right now. We ain't even really turned up the heat. Chat, I got a lot of topics. I got a lot of shit to get to. Oh, by the way, I do want to say, people were saying this about, Everyday Struggle. I want to let you know how Everyday Struggle went down when it ended. Because some people said, well, didn't you get fired? I never got fired from Everyday Struggle. That's a fact. There was never an episode of Everyday Struggle filmed without me, and there would never be one filmed without me because I was the heart and life of the show. It was obviously being it was pushed and was the idea of Joe Budden, of course, but after he left, I tried to throw it on my back, pause, for as long as I could, and Complex knew that. They treated it with respect, and at the end of it, they gave me an option. They said, we were going through contract negotiation, and they said, if we don't figure this out soon, we might have to wrap the show because we have to negotiate with Wayno at the same time and Nadeska. But if you're possibly not coming back or you're playing hardball with us and we can't strike a deal, the show is done. And I told them, because certain things I didn't like particularly at the moment, I said, all right, let's figure this out. And I said, the agreement was we were going to have 6 months and then the show was going to ultimately end. They said, all right, for you signing the contract, and this is how I made it in the contract. It said that after, because they had kind of told me when they were thinking about whatever, I put it in the contract because I wanted a 6-month leeway that everybody could find other jobs. I said that they had to pay me whether we're on or not. So I said, if y'all cancel it, like on some, you're fired shit, you got to pay me no matter what. By the way, shout out to my lawyer, Meet, from LA. You know what I mean? You need one of those. He's but it was written in the contract that if you remember, they're telling me if you're here, we're going to keep producing the show. If you're not going to be here, we're cutting the show. So I put in the deal, y'all have to pay me for at least a year and a half, and then we could do options. So when they were saying they were like, after this year, we're going to reflect and we're going to see what it is. I said, no. You got to pay me for 18 months, no matter what happens. Because if y'all just randomly tell me, yo, this shit is over, I got to go pivot. So what they did was they said, well, if we're going to pay Akademiks, let's just keep producing the show. And I think they were giving out shorter contracts to everybody else. Let's keep producing the show until we don't have to pay him anymore. They came to me 6 months before. They said, yo, I think after this 6-month period where we are forced to pay you, right? And again, remember all these guys, they act like they're business gurus and everything, right? But they're getting called just get the fuck on out of the building, man. Get us the key card, nigga. They came to me and they said, yo, after this 6 months, we're probably not gonna keep going. How do you feel about it? Do you want to keep going? And I'm like, I'm okay as long as we let the staff know now. So everybody kind of knew like the vibes, and that's why we had a going away show, right? Like you wasn't gonna treat us like no bum. Like yo, this show is over. No, the fuck out of here. So we had a nice going away show. Shout out to Nadeska, shout out to Wayno, and they made sure that no one felt blindsided. People had opportunities. That's when Nadeska got the job with Apple. That's when Wayno picked up the job as A&R for QC, and then subsequently, he was already the SVP of Asylum for A&R. And everybody picked up their jobs, and everybody knew it was going to end. And it was very, like, I can't knock Complex at all. And we were working on my Spotify thing already. So I tip my hat to Complex, but I tip my hat to them for dealing with me, not like how you would deal with a bum like Rosendweeb and E-Bum, okay? The two roaches.
Wording after nearly 20 joints was a crazy. I was like, you didn't just hit me with I've been at the auto plant for 20 years joint. And you didn't just.
Yo, but Rosenberg, how many times on the air, many times have we talked about, hey, y'all, we just guys with jobs, bro. Like, we're happy to be up here. We got jobs. They own these microphones. They own the licenses.
It's a classic Ebro line. They own the microphone.
I'm going to do what I do. It's going to get the numbers. They could walk in here tomorrow and decide that they want to do something else.
And so then I go, the lady jumps in, and I was like, oh, ma'am, this is very Ebro. I was like, oh, ma'am, I don't know you. You can talk to Dipperstein. I'm not going to that's my manager. I was like, I'm not going to have a conversation with you.
Exactly.
I said, I'm good. But I said,
exactly.
But then I went, but I said to the guy, but yo, my man, that's how you hit me. I went, you hit me last night with a couple of things to run by you.
So wait, now, why you not saying his name, though?
I don't know. I just why bother? I don't know any of the anythings, so why bother? No one knows him anyway. So why, you know what I'm saying? That's what my logic is in the moment.
They be shouting them out on hot all the time.
Oh, they do? Well, listen, you can feel comfortable. I don't give a shit. I was just
wondering if you knew something I didn't know.
No, I don't. I just have never mentioned him.
I get, look, for me, I think it's this. My biggest pain in all of this is the reason I continued to do that job was because I felt we was doing a great service in the city of New York. That's,
Yo, bro, you're not lying. You just wanted to check, man. Like, yo, why niggas be just like, the reason why I felt like I was doing community service. Man, stop it, man. Stop it, bro. Stop it. Stop. By the way, shout out to my man Cedric, Jarius, Albert, Derek, Gregory. Thank all of y'all, man. People are running it up. Again, if you guys don't know, you guys want to shout out on the stream, go to theacademy.shop. Yes, this is a slight intermission. It's going to take like 5 seconds. Go to theacademy.shop right here and go cop the Senior Citizen shirt. We're going to be talking a lot more about the Senior Citizens. 50 has just dropped the ETH on them, and I'm waiting for, yo, I think Mano's on the clock. I don't know if he's in the car yet, but he should turn on the heat, make sure the fog ain't on the window, and he got to respond to 50 Cent. Listen, chat, if he don't respond to 50 like I responded to me, we're going to have a discussion about what type of dude Mano is, okay? But I think they say gangsters don't really pick and choose. So I'm hoping I'm going to get the response in the car, but we'll see. Anyway, let's get back to this. It's kind of depressing. I'm still waiting for the Drake conversation. Hold on. I got timestamps. It said it should have came already.
Look, I was interviewing politicians in local politics and talking about shit that was going on in the streets and voting and shit before it was.
Come on, bro. Let's get over this.
And for the white people who wanted to be a part of it,
I put up a tweet.
Here we go. I think this is about to come on.
Let me see here. Wow, DJ Vlad is still tweeting.
wait, he's still going?
Yeah.
He's one of the ones I'm thinking about. He loves the money.
Yo, you know what's crazy? Yo, these niggas is like, oh, so-and-so still going. Yo, y'all know y'all shitted on Vlad at every. You know, Vlad is the most shat on person in hip-hop history, like, when it comes to media. Everybody used to just say this guy's the Fed. They used to use their platform to dissuade artists from ever fucking with Vlad. I'm not going to lie to you. I have less of a reason to keep going. You got to let Vlad go. Bro, Vlad couldn't even get a washed up rapper 10 years ago, and he had to still survive. You realize that Vlad had to make his own stars. He had to like find some nigga who was kind of washed up that would give him a chance. Bro, he was interviewing niggas like my son, and my son's a bomb. Vlad is basically the media outlet that got given, that got blackballed, and never ever, he probably complained, but he never went out of business. He worked through it. Now it's a good look to be on Vlad, I believe, right? But all of these guys use their platform to shit on Vlad. Yo, you go over there. They used to tell artists, if you go fuck with this guy, he's the police. So they were actively trying to hopefully get Vlad out of business. What ended up happening? They got fired, and Vlad is he's in his peak. Yes, if I'm Vlad, I'm talking shit every day.
He loves money talk.
Like,
is that
Akademiks? About Ebro's morning show getting canceled, and he threw up an axe because I got axed, and I
here we go.
About Ebro's. I said that's because
I'm thinking about. He loves the money. He loves money talk.
These guys in real time. This is good, man.
Let me see. I forgot somebody said something, and I said that's because Drake is right wing.
You said Drake. You said that's because Drake and Ak are both right wing.
Drake leaves comment under post about Ebro's morning show getting canceled, and he threw up an axe because I got axed. And I said that's because Drake is right wing, and so is Sack. I called him Sack.
I like that too.
That's a good joke, brother. That's a good joke. We need you back on air. Go ahead.
But I didn't think that was controversial. Like,
is that
Akademiks, sack of shit, openly campaigned for Trump.
He went to Mar-a-Lago. He was on Rumble. He's on Rumble.
I didn't think that was controversial. Then and Drake was on podcast.
Now, chat, and again, I always have to. If being right wing means that I'm a free citizen, that I publicly and openly supported Obama, right? And I voted for Obama, and I also voted for Trump. I think both of them are very opposite. But I guess if I ever support a Republican, I am a right-wing guy. But if I support a Democrat, no one says left-wing, right? Okay, fine.
With people who were openly and supporting podcasts for people who was openly campaigning for Trump.
Oh yeah, gifting them Rolexes and rubbing up on the sack.
And then the community notes, readers added context. That's my favorite. on X. Drake has never openly said which side of the political aisle he is on. However, there are times when he has openly supported left-wing causes. And so then everybody put up causes he supported, left-wing causes he supported. What's a left-wing cause, by the way? Charity?
I mean, I think he's, I'll put it this way. I think you're oversimplifying if you say Drake's right wing. Like, I get why you did it, and I do go, But yeah, like, he was on the artists for ceasefire list. Like, he does do things that are not in line with right wing. And he definitely didn't used to be. If he is that, it's definitely...
Marjorie Taylor Greene is currently on the politicians for ceasefire. Is she not right wing?
Wow, hold on. Very good point. Do I have an air horn?
Like, what are we talking about?
That's fair. You're right. That doesn't mean that.
Our sound effects are trash in this new iteration.
Oh, man. It's early. It's day one. It's day one.
Listen. That's a fair point to unpack. But anyway, I just love that. But speaking of Drake, are we going to talk about these DMs?
That's where you want to go already?
I mean, what else? I mean, listen.
Well, yeah, so I called Ebro. I thought maybe it was just me who got smoked because I was already outside my deal, et cetera. And Ebro picked up. He's like, yo. I'm like,
yo, this is the first time I watch these niggas and I realize why they're off air. They're just like, you could tell they're also mentally checked out. Like, I'm so like caught up in all the happenings that I know everything that happened. Like, these guys are just kind of like winging it. Like, they might need a producer to kind of like print. Like, these are old niggas. So like, here's the tweets, here's the responses. Then it went to this platform. Then Axe said this on stream. Then Drake said this. Go through it sequentially. Because right now, like, you're kind of watching me like, wait, why are we watching this again?
God, I guess you already know the news. He's like, they clipped you? I was like, yup. And he was like, me too. Ha! And then that felt good. I was like, am I out here on my own? This is trash.
Nah.
And then I was like, damn, they got all of us. And then we waited. We hit the group text, and like 5 minutes later, here comes Laura with they got me too. And then the surprise one for me was Griff coming through.
Yo, I didn't know Griff was going to get clipped. Why they clip Griff?
I was like, Griff is one of the most hardworking, generally.
Wait, these niggas had a I got fired group chat? Hilarious. I need to see the screenshot for that.
He like just keeps his head
supports
down.
Everything.
Supports everything. Shows up to summer. I didn't think that. By the way, also, dumb. Are you going to try to launch a new show?
Yo, your bosses told me what y'all were doing was highway robbery. Y'all was robbing niggas without a ski mask. You didn't even have the audacity to bring a gun. Y'all were just wasting company's time and robbing the company. Why? Lack of effort, lack of talent, and just a whole bunch of hate. That's what I was told, okay? I'll give y'all the HR exit interview.
You probably want an experienced morning show. Y'all are that's dumb. And also, it's important. Natalie said this to me yesterday. It's very important. When I talk about my frustration, which will happen over time, I really want to make a clear delineation. You are never going to hear me talk shit about Hot 97. That place is literally in my DNA. You will only hear me talk shit about MediaCo. The company that now owned them. I don't want to Hot 97 for me will always have a positive connotation.
No,
it's so much longer. It's literally, that's us.
Well, and I think too, Hot 97, once again, my commitment to Hot 97 was really based around what it meant in New York City and for the greater community. Right? I say it 1,000 times, man. A lot of the work that I did up there and giving space so we can have the conversation.
Oh, save it, man. Come on.
Community, and you trying to better people's lives and literally everything you could up
2 decades. Even though they were never the top show in their market and were probably unprofitable the last 10 years. And the day they get let go, the first thing they do is trash the company instead of being appreciative for what the company did for them.
There's blood. That's why it says blood in the water, bro. They licking boots and gunning for slots because if you're any of these guys, you would love to have access to the artists and the frequency and the brand.
Yo, this is where Ebro is also out of touch. You could probably say that with Apple because artists are forced to go to Apple. These days, I could get any interview y'all could get, and I could get the ones y'all can't get. The top artists do not want to sit down with y'all. Let's be very clear. Like, so when he's talking about acts, I don't know which platform he's talking about. Put it like this. Guys like this are such dinosaurs, they don't realize the artists these days don't even talk to y'all. The artists talk to whatever blogger or whoever they want to deal with, whether it's Big Bank, shit, if Cardi want to say something, or Cardi, Youngboy, Drake, they're not telling it to Hot 97. They're telling it to their guy. So when he's saying that this access shit like, oh, this is Hot 97, no. That probably exists at Apple because labels force their artists because they want playlisting. So they say you gotta go to Apple. Right? But definitely not Hot 97.
In some way, shape, or form. And the floodgates are open. Right? And by the way, they're gonna be trying stuff up there as they should. They try new talent, give people shots. Like all of that should be a go, I think. No?
What do you mean, to try for it?
Yeah.
They're not going to put a 55-year-old white cop on the air. I'm sorry. That doesn't make sense.
But it might, though.
Well, because they get views. True.
If it gets views, that's all that matters, man. All that matters is it getting views, man?
All right, I updated my post. I think this is better.
All right, man. Yo, these guys suck, bro. They fucking suck. Yo, could somebody give me the timestamp of when they talk about Drake, bro? They suck. Yo, you guys suck. Boo! Boo! Get them off the air. They fucking suck. Boo! Yo, get up in these comments and just put tomatoes or axes. Boo!
That's how great a peanut butter and jelly sandwich is.
That got a lot
What are these guys talking about?
of engagement.
It got huge engagement. Food talk.
Damn, why is it not letting me do this? This sucks. By the way, there's anyone out there who feels that way, who doesn't feel that way? Oh, my wife's not into peanut butter and jelly.
She's not?
No.
Divorce her right now.
Whoa.
Can't be trusted.
That's really...
Can't be trusted.
She doesn't. It's not like she hates it. She just doesn't. It doesn't connect for her. It wasn't a thing in her house. She doesn't care. Isn't that crazy? I don't understand.
I don't know how. I don't know how you don't care. I hate peanut butter. Never had a PB&J. Griff can't be trusted either. No wonder they fired him.
All right. Now you support them. Let him go. So you guys had some. You guys had some shit back and forth that was funny to see from 2020.
It was love. It was all love in 2020.
It was not. It was nice in 2020. It looks like you cleaned it up.
Cleaned what up?
No, because you guys had already had weird moments pre-2020 for sure. I'm here to remind you. You forget, but it
not like mine weren't as bad as yours.
Maybe not. But there had been the back and forth already.
I never threatened to beat him up at Hebrew school.
Facts. That was something I said. Now,
I went. What was the quote again? It was good. It was so classic.
What, for me?
Yeah. What did you say? You say yeah.
He wouldn't have been. He was acting tough about Meek Mill, and for some reason it bothered me.
And you said what about Hebrew school?
And I said he wouldn't have been the toughest kid in Hebrew school, or
Nah, you said somebody's name.
Oh, I gave a name.
You were like, you weren't tougher than, I don't know.
Let's see if I Google Peter Rosenberg.
Lucas or somebody.
No, Lucas. Shlomo. I always threw Shlomo loose.
You love using Shlomo. There was no kid named Shlomo in Hebrew school.
They're talking about Hebrew school, bro.
Damn, I've said a lot. Oh, here it is. Oh, man. Here's the quote.
What'd you say? This is good.
I said, at Drake, wouldn't have been the toughest kid in my Hebrew school. Stop. Make hits for the club. Don't try to be hard, please, ever. And before people start going at me, let me remind you, I don't care what Drake stands have to say, ever. Damn, I don't hate Drake at all. He's super talented. He's taking hip-hop to a great place, but trying to be hard and stir things up is lame.
That's not good enough for the OVO hoes. They coming for
they're bad.
They're going to bring that back up.
I said, disappointed in Drake. Someone has you really gassed, bro. Dissing hot in New York City, meek in Philly. You're an actor, bro. You're as soft as me. I don't know, because I guess he tried to talk shit after the Meek thing was over. But the thing you're talking about with the names was, I think, when we talked about it on the air. I think I added more sauce to it.
Yo, remember y'all say y'all got the access to all these artists, and I don't. No, I got the access. Ebro, Rosendweeb, Elliot Wilson. The nigga just think y'all are irrelevant. He don't like y'all. He don't like the way y'all talk. He don't like y'all opinion. It's not because what you said on Twitter. He don't like nothing about y'all. He just think y'all whack. And I could tell you the truth. This is facts. Years ago, he told me, he said, Ak, you are the new media. This is way before I took the king. Before I took the throne, baby. He said it. He never liked y'all. So try to figure out he don't like y'all. That's it. It's not because y'all said one thing. He don't like nothing y'all say. Even when y'all don't talk about him. He just doesn't like when y'all talk about hip-hop, period.
All right, let me just read the thing. So now, out of the blue, with everything that's happened, apparently someone posted about our show ending. They posted a clip of Ebro talking about it, and Drake put the axe emoji under it.
Okay, finally, I think everybody gets it.
And it got reported everywhere because that's the era we live in. And Drake knows that, by the way. He knows one emoji if his gets fucking posted, if it's something like that.
Well, first I want to say, Drake, I appreciate the promo.
No, by the way,
yo, these niggas are so antiquated and so like old. They're like, we appreciate the promo. Bro, all you're going to see is people just put a bunch of troll shit here, and 4 episodes later, they're gone. Your dislike button is like 15,000. Like, we could probably put don't they have like a website you can see how many dislikes? What website can you see the dislikes? Oh, is it this? Does this work? Okay, let's see how much. Oh, it's not even that bad. Okay, all right. It ain't that bad. But there's just this majority of people that's just trolling, or just people looking to say, what the fuck is going on here? This will fade. That's why I always say to people who are like haters, they think any uptick in engagement means they're on fire. No. People are showing up to watch you at times that they control you, or you're hating on someone they also hate.
That's huge. It's a big look.
even though it hasn't been the best run recently, you're still one of the biggest in the game. So we really appreciate that. Oh,
yeah,
look.
no, it's a big look.
I'm told while I was looking, guess what? Hold on. Look what I'm... Whoa, our
Laura
first guest.
Styles checks in. Our first guest on Ebro, Laura Rosenberg is Laura.
Wow, and the fam.
I'm in travel hell, but I just wanted to check and say hi. I'm going on a vacation. I need a break.
Yes,
We already told
I
them
love
that
you.
part. We told them that part.
Don't get in too much trouble and save all the good stuff for later.
Well, no, you saw Drake's DM to me?
I did.
Do you think, now first, before we share, do you think I handled it good?
I think you did. I'm proud of you. You didn't go too crazy. It's not too bad.
No, it's not too bad. It's not too bad.
Not too bad.
It's not too bad.
Not too bad.
All right. Well,
I mean, he had to add a little spice in there. I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
Nah, bro, really like.
No, it's bad.
Bro was really trying to come at me.
No, I'm gonna read. I'm gonna read. Laura, we were about to read it right now. I'm about to share this with the
read
people.
it.
Okay.
Read it before I get kicked out.
All right. Here we go. So out of the blue at 3:30, it said 3:30 yesterday, Ebro. So that means to me Friday night into Saturday, 3:30 in the morning is.
First, before we share, do you think?
All right. Well,
I mean, he had to add a little spice in there. I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
Nah, bro, really like.
No, it's bad.
Bro was really trying to come at me.
No, I'm gonna read. I'm gonna read. Laura, we were about to read it.
Is this economy? I don't think Shorty ever said nothing bad about me. I'm just got it.
it right now. I'm about to share this with the
Okay, read
people.
it.
Okay.
Read it before I get kicked out.
All right, here we go.
Yeah, she never said nothing bad. I don't think. Did she ever say something bad about me? Let me know quick before I spin it back. I'll spin that shit back. The aisle seat. No. Yeah, we gotta. Let's keep the women and children out of this. Let's keep it to the men. Feel me? Like, yo, I know one of them ones. Yo, the last time I was forced to fly economy, yo, this was me. Yo, I slept. Yo, I ain't gonna lie, chat. The last time I flew economy, it was going to LA. Was it the Dirk shit? I don't think it was a Dirk shit. Nah, it wasn't a Dirk shit. Nah. Why did I go to LA? It was a long time ago. It was like years ago. And I remember, like, I was like, yo, bro, because obviously, like, really, my whole, like, obsession with, like, first class is really because I was bigger. So, like, my nigga, I don't, yo, I hate to be fighting for the armrest. I'm, like, fighting for the armrest with these motherfuckers. Like, when you in economy, like, you got to put your, as soon as I used to sit down, I put my arm there. And then sometimes and then they got their arm there. Like, y'all fighting for armrest space. It's kind of corny, bro. You feel me? And then, like, you got to play the excuse me game. And the last time I had it was when I was at the back of the plane. There was a fucking mutt. There was a dog that was on the plane, and the dog took a wet shit. And it's like, I'm smelling this shit. I'm like, yo, bro, what is life? I hate planes, too. Anyway, I don't think that was the same time, though. But the last time I remember me being in economy, I think I was flying to L.A., and, bro, I fell asleep on the nigga's shoulder next to me like this. Word, too. I fell asleep on the shoulder. Like, I ain't even gonna lie, like, no gay shit. Like, I think I was drooling everything. One of them ones. Still, you know what I mean? Like, it's economy, gang. Bruv, I get off the plane. This is when I realized, yo, this shit's a simulation. I slept on this nigga's shoulder. Like, I was just like this right here. Just like this motherfucker right here. That was me. Bruv, I get off the plane. All right, cool. Go to baggage claim. I get my shit, whatever. I go home, whatever. Like, 9 o'clock that night, my nigga, tell me how I see the nigga who I fell asleep on the shoulder. The nigga posted a video like, look at this bust-ass nigga act. Yo, it was the craziest thing ever. He was dissing me. Like, nigga, I slept on his shoulder. Pause. Nigga, he could at least mush me like, nigga, get the fuck up off me, nigga. Fall asleep in my, fuck up on. Yo, the nigga took a picture of me sleeping like, on his shoulder, gang, and posted to the internet. Look at this buster-ass nigga Akademiks sleeping in this fucking plane. I'm telling you, chat. That's what I'm like, wait, the nigga, yo, chat, I slept comfortably. Pause. No gay nigga from Bigger Picture. None of that. But the nigga dissed me. He could have pushed me off. Like, nigga, get the fuck off me. Nigga, the fuck? Why you like laying on me type shit? Pause. Extra pause.
So out of the blue at 3:30, it said 3:30 yesterday.
Nah, she seemed nice though. Like, I like, listen, bro, we gotta keep targeted on who we don't fuck with. So shorty, I kind of want to put you off the screen because like right now, like I'm sending Scud missiles and I think you with your daughter, and I want to send some positive vibes, you know what I mean? You need some ayahuasca too, but it's okay. Like, you know what I mean? Take it with a nice beverage.
Ebro. So that means to me Friday night into Saturday, 3:30 in the morning is what I'm thinking this is.
No, I thought, well, yesterday would be Sunday.
But you
so
saw it.
Sunday.
You saw it yesterday.
I saw it this morning.
Okay, so Saturday night into Sunday, 3:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
I'm gonna Laura,
mute
yourself,
mute
Laura.
your phone real quick.
Just listen to us. Here we go. So 3:30 a.m. Saturday into Sunday. Drake DMs Ebro. Die slower, pussy. We got some shit for you.
What?
Ebro replies, relax. You're salty about losing to Kendrick. You're not mad at me. Love, bro. No, it's a good response. Honestly, I think it's great. That's a really good response.
He's not mad at me. Why would you be mad at me? Mad at me for what?
No, stop. He's definitely mad at you, and he's been mad at you. Why?
He's 100% mad at you.
Yes.
Why would he send that?
He's mad at me for what?
Honestly,
What did I do?
And you surpassed
It's
me.
literally.
Yo, Ebro, like, and this coming from me because like nobody. I know you think you're important. Like me and Drake definitely not be like, yo, what do you think about Ebro? When you said mad at me for what? it's not the Kendrick thing. You said the nigga is a cancer. If you like, yeah, my issue even with you is when my name came up in the media space, you always questioned why I had a platform or spoke down on me for the position that I worked hard to get. Yeah, of course I'm not going to be that endearing to you. Yeah, Drake doesn't like you because you called him a fucking cancer, dummy. Like, yo, these dudes need that ayahuasca treatment, man. Like, they lack self-awareness.
It's the most loose DM he's ever sent you. That's crazy.
No, that's. And by the way, if I were you, I would do what Drake would do.
By the way, chat, I'm gonna keep it a beat with you. Drake is telling these media niggas he don't fuck with the worst thing in life. Like, ask Elliot Wilson what Drake told him. Drake is telling him all type of shit. Like, Drake telling these niggas to suck their mom. Like, yo, eat a dick, die, bitch. Like, you know what's crazy? I think, like, I've never asked him this. I think he says that to them to see where their pride is. To be like, yo, after a nigga disrespects your manhood and basically see, yo, next time we gonna fold that up. We gonna, wait, I need that. What is that? Oh, where's my drop? We gonna fold that one up. Hold on, I need that. This is how Drake messaging these niggas. He not saying, yo, bro, I didn't respect your opinion. You know what he's saying? Yo, you a pussy nigga. I can't wait for you. Like, he's talking to them crazy. I know it. This is how Drake talking to them, man.
So what then, big dog? Don't look away now, pussy. Don't look away now. Don't look away now. Don't get shy now. We'll fold that up right now.
Yo, Drake be talking crazy to these niggas. But I think he be talking crazy to them. And I know somebody, I'm like, why is he trying to act tough? All right, whatever. I think he's talking to them like that because he knows at a certain point there's like a lack of like self-respect, right? He could say whatever to them and they're still gonna, like, they're just gonna passively hate on him. But they're still gonna cover him. They're gonna talk about him every day because Drake pays their bills. Like, put it like this. Think about what Saigon said Ebro did. Ebro said, we're not playing you or talking about you for a year. You got a year ban. Yo, Drake is calling you pussy, telling you to die, nigga. And you ain't putting a year ban on him. You know why? You can't. You got to pay the bills. So that's why he talked to you like that. He talked to you like that because he think he can. He talked to you like that because he think he can. Not even think he can. He can. You still gonna talk about him every day. Yeah, you might hate, but you still on his dick.
Stop it. Stop it, brother. Yeah. Blessings. Blessings. Big up yourself.
Why am I still watching this? My bad.
Sue.
Yo, I can't wait to get to this 50 topic.
Feels like a threat.
Oh, shit.
Feels like a threat. Yo, die. No, it's a good response. I honestly, I think it's great. That's a really good response.
He's not mad at me. Why would you be mad at me? Mad at me for what?
No, stop. He's definitely mad at you, and he's been mad at you. Why?
He's 100% mad at you.
Yes.
Why would he send that?
Mad at me for what?
Honestly,
What did I do?
And you surpassed me.
It's the most loose DM he's ever sent you. That's crazy.
No, that's. And by the way, if I were you, I would do what Drake would do. Sue. Feels like a threat.
Oh, shit.
Feels like a threat. Yo, die.
It feels like a threat.
He said die, and then we got some shit for you. I'm going to court like you, Drizzy. I'm going to court.
Yo, Rosenberg, you got lawyers in your family. You're Jewish. Who you got for me?
We got plenty. Who you need?
Line them up. Who wants? Yo, I mean, look, I lost one of my jobs though, so I need that
No,
good rate.
Right. Well, no. How about this? They only get paid on the win. We need someone who only gets paid on the win.
How much I got to give them though? Like 50% or something? It's crazy.
It's probably pretty high for that, like 30-40%. It might be, but it's worth it.
But it's money I wasn't expecting, so I'm down.
You could get a few million right now, bro. Die slower, pussy.
No, it's crazy. It's crazy.
No, by the way, bro, what's wrong with you? And that goes right back to the things I was saying in 2016. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. I know I'm not saying you don't know hard people, but stop it. You are not that. Stop.
And what do you have for me? Like what
do you have?
That's what I'm saying. Like, what do you have?
We'll fold that up right now.
What's the special delivery?
Yeah. What do you have for him? That's the threat.
Probably.
Listen, I love you. I gotta go.
Love you. Bye.
Hey, Laura, be travel safe. Check in with us. We're gonna be. Listen, we got a show to do still. I'm
Sue.
It's unfortunate that Drake. It's unfortunate that Drake decided to take that path.
Why?
By the way, let me add context. The thing that sent him over the top, that put him into I hate his guts territory, like a die slow pussy when you're drunk at night. He was up sipping Cavassier late at night vibes.
You think Drake sips Cavassier?
Yeah, it feels like in a big.
You think he's a Cavassier? Nah.
Whatever.
Doesn't he have his own alcohol?
Whatever it is he's sipping late at night, but the thing that sent him there is the poison thing.
Oh, Drake is a sickness.
Drake is a sickness. And even whenever you tried to explain it further, it never got that much better sounding, and the headline was only Drake's a sickness.
Although, because his fans are sick off of his brand. They're sick. They're out of their minds. Sick. He is a sickness.
So
they're out of their minds.
I think that sent him into like some other level with you.
No, the hyper fandom sickness.
By the way, when did his fans get this way? It's only The Battle that did this, right? They weren't like this. They're worse than Barbs, bro. They're like man Barbs. They're Marbs. We should start calling.
Nah, let me tell you this. I'm gonna keep it a beam. Yo, you see when you got good niggas? Like, you see Drake fans? Drake fans is like, don't even call them fans. People who like Drake are like people who like me. A lot of times people who like Drake, like sometimes we'll even laugh at Drake about certain shit. Just like y'all laugh at me about certain shit. Y'all be getting on me, it's cool. It's not until it's some other niggas, when you see real hate, that's when the fans really like, wait, hold on now. Nah, hold on, cut this out. Now we was joking with our guy, but wait, y'all trying to really get him out the paint? Fuck y'all niggas then. Yes. Like, you can't compare that to Barbs, because Barbs are always on that. Drake fans, for the most part, are very chill. They're not weaponized against people. No, they don't do that. You put them in that energy when you start making comments that it seems that you're trying to erase the contribution or erase the person from hip-hop, and that's their favorite person. Yes, they're going to defend their guy.
On the Marbs, because they are the fucking worst, these people. They're insane. I used to think Drake fans were just hot girls. Like my wife, your wife, that's what Drake fans were. When did they?
Is it the last wife, the one that got fucked by the black dude, or the new one?
They become virgins who just sit around like he's the greatest. We hate Kendrick. When did that?
I don't know, bro. I don't know. I really want to have somebody come on one day and talk about the hyper fandom. Somebody who actually works in the kind of bot business. Like somebody who has done this. If you're out there, please reach out to us.
Like what do you want to understand?
info@ebrolaurarosenberg.com.
Oh, do we have that? Is it an actual address? We'll make it.
It's happening right now.
Okay.
info@ebrolaurarosenberg.com. I really want to understand, because it was articulated to me that the way it works is marketing budgets allocate dollars. Oh, it's Ebro warring faction.
Okay. So I don't see it pop up on my page. Fuck you, and you people like you. I mean, they really think we hate Drake, too. They think, Yo, I saw the funniest comment I've ever seen. Joe Budden went on Logan Paul's podcast, and Logan Paul's co-host said, So who do you think actually won the Drake-Kendrick battle? And the look on Joe's face is exactly how I felt. I'm like, what do you mean actually? There's only... Drake was like, I think what everyone thinks. What? Like, what are we... I can't understand.
Jake Paul's co-host.
No, Logan Paul's.
Or whoever.
Yeah.
All right, I can't.
Drake had always said the N-word.
All right, supposedly you throw some shots at me at the end of this. Let me hear it.
Who might hold you accountable for the things that hip-hop's actually about. And part of
And by the way, all of us fuck up. That's okay.
Of course.
Iceman album, because he don't want it to be about Kendrick no more. He can't want it to be about Kendrick no more. He can't.
You see these type of losers, when they get flamed, right? When they get flamed, they try to throw Kendrick to defend him. Oh, nah, it's because of Kent. No, nigga, he hasn't mentioned Kendrick. And if these guys were honest, when Ebro showed the messages, Ebro, he hasn't talked to you since 2020. Him and Kendrick battled in 2024. He didn't fuck with you since then. He never liked you. He thought your opinions were stupid. He only fuck with you just because like you were literally a program director and at one time radio used to matter. He never liked you.
Still, didn't he lose the lawsuit? Now he's bringing it back. Like, he can't want that to still be the discussion. He's got to change the discussion.
I think that's probably true.
But
just to
remember,
that point,
he's here for hip hop, yes. And I want to commend Drake because Drake didn't have to battle Kendrick.
No,
there's a part of
of
saluting him for that, man.
He's never
all right, man.
Doing this. Why are y'all acting like Drake ain't gonna drop fire? Why are people doing that? On a daily basis for the morning show. This
is the last part, Chad.
I think was more committed to Real Late than he was to the morning show. The morning show was just how you got your money.
Right. But and then it became just
the morning show paid the bills.
Paid the bills, and then it was like, well, I get to hang out with my friends.
Yo, I ain't gonna lie. You know why this shit is embarrassing? Batman couldn't beat this info out of me. If you're trying to appeal to the culture to say, yo, we shouldn't have got fired, why would you say, oh, the morning show that I got fired because of, I was just there to hang out with my friends?
Right. That's why I stayed for the last year, because I've been so grossed out, and I feel like Hot 97's the giving tree, and it's being stripped down to nothing, and it really upset me.
That's what. Listen, I told everyone that's what venture capital does.
Right. It's the nature of it. But I hated it. It grosses me out so much. But my wife, her attitude was, yo, you wake up, you go in the other room, you talk to your friends, and then it's over at 9 o'clock. And they pay you. Let's just keep making the money. Because,
Yo, these guys are admitting they mailed it in. It's crazy. Yo, bro, why would you, not only does it look bad and make it seem like Media Co. did the best decision ever by firing you, if there was any potential suitors who would say, oh, Rosendweeb is now a free agent, why would they hire you? You're admitting that you and your wife was laughing at Hot 97 saying, yo, I'm just hanging with my friends for a couple hours and I get free cash. Of course you're going to get fired.
Me making a stance wasn't going to save the station at this point. They've made the decision on how they're doing it. I now might as well just hang out with my friends and take money from these people till my time is done and get to talk to the audience who no matter how many people we gain, and no matter how well we do, we're going to lose some of them. There's some people we're going to lose.
Oh, 1,000%.
There's no way around it. And so
I think the truth, because radio in itself, most of the people tuning in, they're not, as we call in radio,
P1s.
P1s.
Right.
We might be, no, that's the wrong phrase. They are P1s. We might have been their first choice when they're listening to the radio.
Right, but how much time are they spending with the radio?
How much time do they actually spend? Which is why radio stations are so repetitive, is because even your P1s, people who choose you first, they might have 20 minutes for you a day.
That's pretty good.
Right. And that's pretty good. That is fucking phenomenal.
Facts.
Oh, my God.
I don't know if people want multicultural inclusivity. And we're going to find out because we're still going to deliver on that.
Second. No diss to Flex. I just didn't listen.
So there's a lot of things happening behind the scenes that I'm not sure I should divulge in public as of yet.
Then don't. Normally I would say fuck it, do it. But in this case.
No. I got to chill. I'm going to chill for a little bit.
In this case, it's an actual chill situation. By the way, I still got to have conversations because my deal was up, but that doesn't mean exactly what I thought it meant. So I gotta have called my union rep. You know what I mean?
Oh shit, unions?
No, we gotta have the unions on. The union's been hyper aware that things have been unsavory seeming to them for a while. They're
trying to sue. Nah, man, y'all niggas got fired, man. Get the fuck out of here.
They're aware. Our studio.
Wait, you guys? So y'all, it's a union situation afoot.
Well, there has to be. Anytime a place just why do we have a union? The reason we have a union is because if someone picks up the phone and calls you and goes, "Hey, today was your last day. You're fired." That's what the union's for. Are you sure? Was that okay? What do you owe me? We got to talk through this. SAG-AFTRA, baby. They protect the broadcasters and actors and everybody who performs in this country. So, no, we got to have conversations. But no, overall, I'm not sad, and I appreciated the people who reached out.
See, people are responding to fired. People are responding to terminated. People are responding to you losing something, or that thing that you lost was the place where they interacted with you the most.
And by the way, even though that's a lie, because they didn't, it's just that's the one they were bitter about. No, that's the one they were bitter about, because no matter how much that the Axe and the Vlads will tell you that we're losers because we didn't adapt to streaming right away. When they were kids, they didn't dream to be streamers. They didn't dream to be streamers. They dreamt to be on Hot 97, and then they kill us that we got to be on Hot 97. Congrats, it worked out for you. Why are you worried that we were on Hot 97?
Well, and we have a cool headline too, which is the longest running morning show in the history of that radio station. Every day.
All right, it's a lot of cope chat. Okay. All right. Is that the end of it? I'm trying to think. It might be.